I think we are live and good to go. I see the hand raised showing that we are live. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad that you guys could take a few minutes out of your day to join us here for the Madge Scholarship Foundation. We've got an amazing hour in store for you this afternoon. And we've got a great topic. Every week we've been hitting you guys with some amazing topics, and this week is no different. As a matter of fact, this week is my favorite topic, and it's called Make Your Money Work For You. So if you are just tuning in, go ahead and put in the chat where you're tuning in from so that we can shout you out, and go ahead and put your dollar signs in the chat as well, just to let us know that you are there and that you are listening live. Share the link though with somebody. All right, now is a good time to tell somebody about what's happening here, and share the link so that they can jump on and be a part of this amazing conversation. Again, my name is Shayne Simpson, and I am one of the board members for the Madge Lewis Scholarship Foundation. And you know who we are. We are always focused on education and pouring into the community with information that's going to help to enrich our lives. And that's the whole purpose and mission of this amazing organization. And I'm honored to be a part of the leadership team here. And today, we've got an amazing guest that's going to be our resident expert for this conversation tonight. And his name is Caesar Jackson. All right. Caesar is young man, but not young to the game, not young to the this financial game here. Caesar's just 31 years old and has been learning and trading for 7 years, y'all. And he's also the co-founder of the Dynasty exchange. All right. And again, just a wealth of knowledge and expertise on everything financial. Going to be talking to us about cryptocurrency, going to be talking to us about just how to manage your money and a lot of the things that are trending right now. So we are super excited to have Caesar. When we talked as a board about how to get this thing, what topics to choose, it was a no-brainer that we needed to talk about financial health, and we needed to talk about stocks, we needed to talk about cryptocurrency, we needed to talk about foreign exchange, and just having an investor mindset. And so anyway, I've said enough. Without further ado, I want to pass the mic over to Caesar Jackson. Thanks so much for being a part of this, Caesar.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shayne and Paloma. I appreciate the opportunity. As he said, I've been doing this for quite some time, so I may be young, but this is something I've been developing over, almost close to a decade now. So something I'm very not only confident about, comfortable talking about, but ultimately passionate about. I teach myself, or I don't teach myself, but I teach as well. And some of my classes are only scheduled for about an hour and a half, maybe sometimes 2 hours. And I find them going, for 3, 4, 5 hours just because that passion, takes over. So I'm going to get right into it, guys. Want to make sure that we're good on time here. So I got a little presentation for you. So I'm going to give you a basic intro to forex and crypto. Let's go here. So what is forex? These are the topics we're going to cover. Right, so forex stands for foreign exchange, which translates to the exchange of currencies worldwide. In short, forex is the global currency financial market. So if you've ever traveled outside of the country and there's a different currency, they don't use the US dollar, you're going to change your US dollars for that currency, and there's a conversion rate, which is always fluctuating.
Hey Caesar, right? I don't mean to cut you off, but are you sharing right at this moment?
Oops, I forgot that I took it off. Let me go back.
No, all good. I just want to make sure that you that you have on screen what you intend to.
That I took it off.
All good.
Real quick, just so you guys can see. Okay, so what is forex? These will be the topics. The basic ones we'll go over first. So I was actually reading from something. But if you've ever gone outside of your country and you've exchanged your US dollars for the other country's currency, you have participated in the foreign exchange. Okay. So forex is similar. Am I not sharing the correct screen or sharing the correct screen? Let me make sure. Do you see my presentation, Shane?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, all right, sorry. Someone messaged me, said I wasn't, they're watching the live feed. So Forex is similar to stocks as it uses graphs to track price movement. And you can make or lose a significant amount depending on your knowledge and how you implement the skill set. However, instead of using companies like Nike, Apple, and Amazon, we're actually trading currency pairs. So there's always two currency pairs. You have the base pair and then the extension pair. So you have, in this example, the US dollar versus the Japanese yen, right? So that's a difference as far as the actual commodity that you're trading, right? So in Forex, you can actually trade 24 hours a day from Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern until Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And the market is broken up into 4 major sessions. So we have New York, we have Asian, we have London, and we have Sydney. There's supposed to be a image here, but I guess it didn't save properly, so I apologize about that. And likewise, you'll see that there's overlaps in these time frames of trading, right? So stocks, typically the stocks, you're gonna trade from about, I believe 8 or 9 a.m. until 4 or 5 p.m. Whereas Forex, you can trade throughout the whole day, night, you know, whatever your schedule permits. A lot of people work 9 to 5 and can't trade during those times. So Forex does work out if you can trade, you know, 8 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, such. So the daily volume for the New York Stock Exchange is about $100 to $200 billion per day. And Forex is over $600 trillion in daily volume. That is a huge difference. Now you got to remember, Forex is literally the world's money. You're trading the world's money, right? The whole world's money.
Hey, let me jump in here. I'm sorry. I thought that what I'm seeing was the PowerPoint, but it's actually your Facebook. So switch to the PowerPoint screen real quick. Your banner looks a lot like a PowerPoint. So I was like,
oh, okay. There we go. All right, we'll get this together.
Nah, there it is. All right, sorry about that, man. Your banner said, "What is Forex?" So when you were saying that, I was like, okay, this is probably it.
No, sorry about that.
No worries.
All right, we'll get this all in order. My screens are all mixed up right now. I have them all like displaced. So there's 24 hours a day that you can trade from Sunday at 5 p.m. until Friday at 5 p.m. And it's broken up into 4 major sessions. There's supposed to be a globe picture here, but I don't know why it didn't load. So you have New York, you have London, you have Tokyo, and then you have Sydney, which is Australia. So throughout the whole week, you can trade. You're not limited to a certain time frame. So technically, it just goes around the clock every time a new exchange opens or overlaps. All right. So Forex versus stocks, the daily volume for the New York Stock Exchange is about 100 to 200 billion per day, whereas Forex is over $6 trillion in daily volume. Right. So it completely engulfs, which is actually a technical term, all 3 of these exchanges. Right. So it's a monster compared to the New York Stock Exchange. So it's over 30 trillion per week and over 120 trillion per month that is traded in the foreign exchange markets. All right, so just some technical terms, just to give you guys a little bit insight. So a bullish trend, which is also known as an uptrend. This is just a technical term, like some jargon to kind of give you guys some insight. So this would be considered a bullish trend, right? The market is trending up, so this market would be known as bullish, okay? And likewise, a sell setup. If something is trending downwards, this is called a bullish market. So if you've ever turned on CNBC or Bloomberg or anything and you hear bulls and bears or bears and bulls, and I'm sure you see the pictures and stuff like that, this is what they're referring to, right? So I wouldn't get too hung up on this. You know, we do provide training. Dynasty Exchange provides training and live trading and hand-holding, essentially, private community, things like that. For those who are interested that want to get involved in you know, Forex or crypto or anything like that. So this is just really kind of a taste. So don't get too hung up on that, just kind of throwing it in there so you guys feel a part of it. The possibilities of trading, as most people know, investing in general can sustain a considerable amount of risk, which is why we recommend only using dispensable capital. Do not use, your rent money, your car insurance money, anything that you need to survive on a daily basis. You should have a set amount of income set to the side that I wouldn't say do not mind losing, but it wouldn't crush you. It wouldn't, set you back. So after gaining the proper knowledge and utilizing your discipline, in time you can begin to replace your current income and work on doubling, tripling, and even 10 times in that income, which can help us find financial security. After as little as a year or less of studying and trading with a decent account size, it is possible to see up to 6 figures or more. It all depends on the individual and how they implement the skill set. Right, so the possibilities are there. It's just based on your work ethic and how you take this. Right. So how do you trade? You would need to utilize a broker. A broker is similar to a bank account where you can deposit and withdraw. However, the difference is it allows you to trade in the forex market. There are several brokers to choose from. Do your research, choose which one is right for you based on things such as fees, withdrawal time, reliability. This is something that we can go over more for those that are, interested in actually learning the skill set. And you can start to trade with what's a demo account. So you don't have to go in right away and put in money. A demo account is something where it allows you to practice until you feel comfortable, until you open a real account. Okay. So we highly recommend utilizing a demo account. And then once you're ready to do a live account, you can start with as low as $10, $20, $50, $100. You don't have to go on with tens of thousands of dollars. And that's another common misconception about stocks, which I'm sure you might agree with, Shane. Unless you're doing penny stocks, generally you need a decent amount of capital to get in and make money on stocks. Whereas forex, you can start with a very low amount and compound it over time. Risk management. Right. So taking profits. So you also have the ability to place a take profit within your trade. This means once price crosses your take profit, which is a virtual line that you'll set, your trade will close and lock in the amount of pips. Don't worry about pips that you set your take profit at. Okay. Similar to a stop loss, a take profit is also like a bodyguard, but instead of protecting your losses, it collects your profits and closes your trade. I think I missed one of the slides right before this, so I should show a visual representation. All right, so if you were to place a buy, you want the market to be bullish, as I showed earlier. You want the market to go up. So if it goes against you and it goes down, you're losing money. Right. So if you have a stop loss set here, this red line, the market's going to automatically take you out. So even if it continues to go downwards, you're not going to lose more and more money once your stop loss is set. And alternatively, if you sell, you want the market to be bearish, right? You want the market to continue downwards. If it goes up against you, you're losing money. So right when it hits this line, this red line, again, it will close out your loss. So let's just say you're comfortable with losing $50 on a $1,000 account. Right, that's about 5%. And you don't want to lose any more than 5%. This will automatically close your trade out. Okay. And alternatively, take profit. Let's say you're busy, you're working, or maybe you go to sleep and you place a trade. If the trade goes in your direction, right, we're buying, so we want it to go up. It will automatically close out the trade and take your profits. So say you went to sleep, you set this, you'll wake up with money when you rise. Right. Same thing with the sell. When you sell, you want it to go down. Right. So this is something that a lot of people that I talk to that are newer into learning this and they kind of know about stocks. This is what really interests them as far as, being able to place a stop loss.
So Caesar, let's stop there because you're flying through a lot of this content. And I want to make sure that our audience, that they know that they can go ahead and type in questions. So if you guys are watching on Facebook, we're live right now on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, put your questions in the chat because I know there's got to be some great questions coming from all of these nuggets that that Caesar is dropping on us right now. But I want to stop here on stop loss and take profit, right? Because right now, the reason why this is a hot topic is because of all the media and activity that's been going on over the past 30, 60 days, right? You talk about AMC, you talk about GameStop, you talk about Doggy, and everybody's an investor now. And so I've heard, and I know a lot of people that got in, maybe made a few bucks, but I know more that lost more than they expected to lose in a really short term. So can we just slow down on stop loss and how that like this is protection? You referred to it as a bodyguard. Can you just kind of reiterate the power of stop loss and take profit and how it protects your investment?
Yes, sir, definitely. And just to let you guys know, this presentation, I gutted it. My business partner does an intro to Forex Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, where he does about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So he gets really in depth with it. I just wanted to be mindful of our time. So with a stop loss, again, it protects your initial investment. So let's say you have $1,000 account, right? And you place a sell, if we look at this bottom here, you place a sell on, whichever pair you want to imagine this is. When you sell, you want the market to go down, right? When you buy, you want it to go up. So if the market is going up against you and you don't have a stop loss, you could lose 10%, 15%, 20%, or even 100%, which is known as a blown account, which I know some people who bought GameStop when it was like $400 something and lost a lot of money, right? A lot of people lost a lot of money just getting into live. So a stop loss is a virtual line that you set based on a few different things. I don't want to get too technical, but let's just say you wanted to risk a certain amount of money. In the way that I trade a maximum risk of 5% at any given time, maximum, with a minimum of a 2-to-1 risk to reward. All right, so it sounds a little technical, but what I'm doing is I'm risking 5% on a $1,000 account. I'm risking $50 to make a minimum of $100. Okay, so if my trade hits stop loss, I will lose $50. I will be at $950. If my take profit is hit, I will be at I will make $100 and I will be at $1,100 total. Okay, that's specifically in my trading plan. So a stop loss is there to protect you and protect your account from exorbitant losses, right? So if you only want to take a certain amount of loss on your account and say, hey, this is what I'm willing to risk, that's what a stop loss will do, right? If it hits it, it's okay, you lost, but as long as you manage your risk, that should be within your trading plan, and you should be fine with that loss, right?
Yeah. So no, that's really helpful. So I want to try to break this in layman terms, right? And then I want to take us, because right now we're looking at foreign exchange, and foreign exchange sometimes can go over people's head from the standpoint of how to trade in foreign exchange, because because it has this up and downward movement. So let's think of let me try to restate it in layman's terms using a stock as an example. So let's just use GameStop, okay? GameStop is, I don't know what it's trading at right now. Let's just say it's trading at $100 for illustration purposes, okay? And you want to buy in to GameStop at $100. If you put a stop loss on GameStop using your example, and you only want to risk 5%, then you would put a stop loss saying that if I'm buying it at $100, if by chance it goes, you're buying it expecting it to go up. With stocks and crypto, you're always buying it expecting it to go up. Foreign exchange is different. If you buy it at $100, you would set a stop loss at $95, saying that if this stock price goes hits $95, then I'm out of the trade. I'm going to lose 5%, but I'm not going to lose any more than that. So if it goes to 90 or 80 or 70, I'm not going to lose 30% or 25% or whatever it goes down to. I'm only going to lose 5%. Okay. And take profit. And so that's how the stop loss protects you. Is that a good summary of it?
Yes. Perfect example.
Awesome. So now, right, stocks, crypto, the idea is buy low, right, sell high. You only want it to go in one direction with those. And I think that the average consumer thinks binary. And so that concept makes sense. Buy low, sell high, only one direction. Now, foreign exchange, you've got it moving in two directions at any time, which doubles the risk, but also doubles the reward. So that's where I want you to kind of just spend a moment to kind of talk about the trading side of foreign exchange, and particularly how to navigate the sell side of it.
Okay. So the difference, what I was explaining earlier, is with stocks, you have companies that you're trading, and you know essentially you're buying into that company's value. As that value of the company, your shares rise, your investment rises. With foreign exchange, you're trading two different currency pairs. So for instance, if we're trading the Euro USD, which is one of the most popular ones, right? The Euro being the base currency, and then the USD being the follow-up currency. If the chart is going up, right? Let's for example, from this area, let me see if I can annotate here, right? So from here to here, price is going up. That means that the base currency is stronger. The euro is gaining value over the US dollar. Its economy is performing at a higher rate than the US economy. So essentially, the euro USD is going to rise up, right? So in that circumstance, you want to place a buy, right? When you place a buy, you want it to rise in the foreign exchange. Alternatively, if price falls and goes like this, that means out of the euro USD, that means the USD is winning. My business partner has a really good explanation for it. He calls it a home team and away team. I don't know the exact way he breaks it down. He does very well with it. But essentially, if you're looking for a buy, you're rooting for the home team. You're looking at the first pair, which is the euro, right? If you're looking for a sell, you're cheering for the away team or betting on the away team, which means that it is going to win. And likewise, it's a direction of the market, correct? So instead of you just buying low and holding, right, you can buy here, right? And then once the market stalls out, you can actually sell here. Whereas most times when you're doing stocks, you're only able to buy, and then anytime it comes down, your investment is depreciating. It's losing value. Forex is more of you could swing trade, which is holding positions for longer periods of time like stocks, but you have the ability to get in and out in minutes, in hours, in days. Whereas some people hold stocks for years, over long periods of time. So and again, the volatility and the amount of value in forex is, like you said, it can be a double-edged sword, right? You could make a ton more money, but you could also lose. So that's kind of where we come in with Dynasty Exchange. We have my friend, good business partner, Brian Dupree. Also have Ryan DeFreitas, which is a head educator for a trading firm, six-figure trader. We have a head of forex educator, Max, who's really close with us as well. We have about 8 different traders. They all have different styles, and we all teach as well. So our goal really is to create independent traders and teach people how to do this themselves, not necessarily rely on calls or signals or, like he was saying, like Wall Street bets. Everyone is buying based off of hype. We want you to look at these charts and these lines and understand how to do this yourself. So that way you can take your phone, laptop, computer, or anything, and be able to make money, right? Especially in these times with everything that's going on, everyone's staying home, the quarantine. Right now, it's more important than ever to be able to make money online. Imagine if we go on a more strict lockdown or anything. People are losing jobs left and right, and having to rely on the government and other things is just, it takes you out of the control of your life. So that honestly is our whole goal with teaching this. And forex is one of the things we focus on, but we also do stocks, we also do cryptocurrency, we also do commodities. So there's really something for everyone. It's the level of comfort of what you perceive. Not everyone comes in and does forex. They might just stick with crypto. They might do binary. They might do gold, commodities, metals, oil, stuff like that. So we pretty much do it all, and we teach people how to do this.
Yeah, no, that was a really great explanation, Caesar. So thank you for that. And needless to say, we scheduled an hour for this. So this is not mastering trading is not something that you can get in an hour or a day even. This is just an overview for you to understand some of the concepts, and to respect the some of the concepts, because it's not something that you can learn overnight. I want to shout out Brian, who put on Facebook um uh a really a really deep explanation for a stop loss. He said that um that taking profits and stop loss is your goons if you're like a loan shark. They go out and collect your profits or protect your losses. All right. So shout out to Brian for that great comment. Again, if you guys have any questions about any of this, then drop it into the Facebook chat. All right. If you're really feeling what's happening, then just put the dollar signs in there. But if you have any questions, drop it into the chat, so that we can get those questions.
Awesome. So we're going to move on to the next aspect. And again, guys, there's a wealth of information. I do a class every Wednesday called a Dynasty Exchange core class. We have other educators who do classes, a whole platform that does classes and has a packed out schedule. Also, we have the intro to forex. So if you want more information, you want more in depth and understand the inner workings, we have that. But as you said, we only have an hour here, so it's kind of hard to pack it all in. Greed and emotions when trading, not even just forex, is one of the biggest killers, hands down. You know, there's some people that got into GameStop in the 20s and 30s, and it rose all the way to 400, and they didn't pull out one share, right? And then it completely dropped, and they probably got out at a minimal gain. So greed is one of the biggest killers, hands down. 99% of people will continually bet instead of trade, which is reacting to what the market is showing you, hoping to hit big and win the lotto. That's just human nature, right? So we actually teach people how to get over greed and emotions. You have to become like a robot. You have to have a system in place and say that, I'm going to place a buy or sell, or I'm going to trade this or purchase this cryptocurrency or this stock based on, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If they don't meet 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you pass it. You continue on about your day, right? After several wins, people also continue to risk more of their account than they should, to try and continue winning, and they end up blowing their account. Blowing their account is, I guess, a term used by traders where you lose about 80 to 90%, if not 100% of your account, right? You lose most of your investment fairly quickly. Greed also comes into play after losing consecutively, which we refer to as revenge trading. And if you can overcome greed, then you will be on your way to becoming a successful trader. So once you get the actual strategies down, the understanding of the market, the next thing is really conquering yourself in the mental aspect. So trading is about 30% technical, and about 70% mental, right? It's about you versus you. So if you can't get over that, if you can't get over that hump of the psychology of it, getting away from greed and, fear of missing out, which Shane touched on as well. All these people that he knows with GameStop and all that, he knows people that made money, but he knows a lot more people that lost money. Why did they lose money? Because they had the fear of missing out, right? Price shot all the way up from, I think, $10, $20, something very low, up to 400, right? At that point, it is not a good point to buy at all, hands down. Like you heard him, buy low, sell high, right? So if it went from a very small point to a high point and you're buying at that point, you're going to lose money. And people just don't understand this knowledge, but they want to make that money. Everyone wants to, live a good life and be able to travel and drive nice cars and, go to nice dinners and all that stuff. But you have to be willing to put in the work in order to get there. You have to be, right? I have students that we've been teaching for a short amount of time, that I've learned stuff from, 3 to 6 months, and I've been doing this since 2013. It really just depends on the person, and one of the main aspects, the purpose of this slide is just, there is a psychology aspect to it as well. But the good thing is you can actually learn and earn. So as you're learning, you can earn by following myself, by following Ryan, Max, and other people who know what they're doing. For instance, we have a 10-figure trader who does crypto who just called out a cryptocurrency last week, which is over 111% in just a few days, right? So if you put in $100, you'd be sitting at 200 plus. If you put in 1,000, you'd be sitting at 2,000 plus, just simply by following someone.
Man, I don't even mean to get back in on this, but I got to tell y'all, if you haven't already, take a screenshot or a picture of this slide right here, right now, because this right here is everything, y'all. Emotions, greed. I can tell you personally, Caesar, I'm a victim of this, right? You just get emotionally connected to a trade. I can't tell you I can give you example after example. I've had Amazon, I've had so many different stocks, and you know, I invest in it, it goes up, I'm happy, and then I'm emotionally sucked in, right? All my endorphins or whatever the whatever the hormones are, they're all firing off, and I'm now emotionally connected to this stock. Now it starts to go down, and if I had a system, a policy, if you will, that said, look, a stop loss, right? If I had a goon, if I had something to say, if it goes down below this, then I'm not emotionally connected, I'm going to get out of this, I'm going to sell. Then I would have not taken the trip all the way down to where it went to. Because what happens is when it goes down, you're like, you know what? It's going to go back up. It's going to bounce back. I want to get my money back. I'm not gonna lose my money. So I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna hold. And it takes discipline. And so this slide right here, y'all, take a picture of this. If you get this, you've got half the battle right there. So
exactly.
That's all I wanted to say, Caesar. This is awesome. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, awesome. Like I said, there's a lot more to this and more depth and stuff. But yes, the reason why, and this is just from me as someone who's been doing this for quite some time and just seeing the markets, the reason why 80% plus, 85% plus of traders are losing traders is because of emotion, is because of human nature. If you think about it, just think about how money makes people act. You know what I mean? The way I look at forex and the way I look at investing is, to some people, or even to myself in the beginning, because I fell blame to it too. Think of it like a big red button in your house or your apartment or wherever, right? That you could press and make thousands of dollars, right? But it has a chance of shocking you very badly, right? Or just electricity shoot through your life. People are going to continue to tap that button, even if it continues to shock them, right? Just because you have that alert making thousands of dollars. So that is going to make you think differently. It's going to make you make poor decisions. It's going to make you, throughout your trading plan, throughout all the teaching that you learn, just because on a whim something comes in and you don't want to miss out, or there's different levels to it. But we'll get on to the next slide. All right, so the power of compounding profits. This is huge right here. This is where you guys get to actually see the money that is possible with trading and investing. All right, so once you have everything down, you're able to be profitable long term. You can start to compound your money and be on your way to building that financial security. Compounding your account as low as 3%, 5%, 10% at a time is, I don't know why that's here. That must be a mistake. Is extremely powerful. If you stick to your trading plan and your trading strategy, the income possibilities are truly limitless. And I do mean this. We know people that have taken, for instance, one of the educators that works with us, that works with the platform that we partnered with. He took $500 and his goal was to make, I believe, 100,000 in 6 months or something like that. In 89 days, he was able to clear over $1,001,000 from $500. He's actually one of the educators. He is the one that does all the cryptocurrency trading. He's absolutely amazing. I know him. He actually lives here local in Orlando. We've met up several times. Very cool, humble dude. He's actually younger than me. I'm 31 years old. He's, I believe he's 29 or maybe turning 30 soon. So compounding is just, it's the eighth wonder of the world, as you'll see right here. As Albert Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Very powerful words.
Wow, that's so good. And this is a concept that I learned recently, and the way that I was able to understand it, Caesar, is if you start with $1,000, right? If you start with $1,000 and you make 10% on that in one day, you've made $100. The next day, you're working with $1,100. If you make 10% on that $1,100, you've now made you've now made another $110 or another $110. So the very next day you're working on $1,210. Okay, so you can see 2 days into it, you have 2 days into it, you have $210 more than what you started with. So 89 days later, continuing on that trend, you could have yourself multiple, well over 6, maybe even 7 figures.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it is possible. I mean, it's not everyone can come in and do it. It really boils down to how serious you treat something. You know what I mean? Just like anything in life, you have to work towards it. You have to, put your all into it. You have to ask yourself, do you truly want this, or is it something you just kind of want? Because if you kind of want it, it's going to kind of pay you. If you truly want it, it's going to truly pay you. Which would you prefer? All right, so I want everyone, if you're in the chats or lives or anything like that, I want you guys to answer this question. If you're engaging, you truly you like what you're seeing. So $10,000 a day for 30 days, you have the choice of that, or you have the choice of a penny doubled every day for 30 days. All right, so go ahead, put your answers in the chat box. If you're watching on live or the Zoom, wherever you're at, I want you guys to go ahead and put your answer in. And I'm going to show you guys. All right, so let me know, 10,000 a day for 30 days or penny doubled every day for 30 days.
While they're putting their answers in, I got a comment here from Brian again. He said, compounding is super important. If you don't know this, learn it. Sticking your profits will allow you to propel yourself to financial security for sure. So Brian is definitely picking up what you're putting down and learning today. So the penny, it looks like the penny option is it looks like the $10,000 for 30 days is a no-brainer.
The no-brainer? Huh?
It's a no-brainer. Pennies can't.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want $300,000? Right?
Right. That's what we've got here. Brian says, "Give me that penny." He must know.
I think that's probably Brian Dupree. That's my business partner.
Oh, that's who it is. Okay,
yeah.
See. Brian said, "Give me that penny." The others are saying, "Give me the 10,000."
All right, so I'm going to show you guys why you guys should have gone for the penny, and it's all about compounding. Right? So the power of compounding. So you're going to watch what happens to this penny when we double it over 30 days. So day 1 penny. Right? Up to day 15, $163.84. You're probably laughing at me. If you took the 10,000, you're laughing at me. You're 150,000 deep. You probably went to Turks and Caicos, Belize by now. You might be, sitting somewhere on the other side of the world, sipping Mai Tais and just loving life, right? And you just laughed at me making $163 on day 15, right? Now, day 20, right, we're at $5,242, right? All the way down to day 30, we make $5,368,709.12, right? So this is the power of compounding, guys. Most people will take that easy out and take that 10,000. But if you're patient and you work it, just like you said, you start with 1,000, then you're at 1,100, then you're at 1,200. That percentage grows every time that your money grows, right? So at first, it's not going to be a lot of money, right? But once you get to the high rings, right, you went from 5,000 to 10,000, up to 167,000, 671,000. This is the power of compounding, guys. Now this is doubled, so it's not something that I'd say you can do every single day or every single month. Forex, you can definitely get high percentage rates, and I've had over 100% return in a few hours before. But is it possible every single day? No. This is just a literal representation of how it looks, of how compounding works, right? So the power really within trading anything, Forex, stocks, cryptocurrency, it's all about compounding, guys. I bought a few cryptocurrencies the other day, which I'll show you after I get through these next 3 slides, that went up over 10 times. So my money from January 3rd went up 10 times, and I'll show you guys an actual screenshot and stuff from my Facebook. So next one, I'm just going to touch lightly on cryptocurrency. We could always come back. We could always do another class, anything like that. But what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a form of payment that can be exchanged online for goods and services. Many companies have issued their own currencies, often called tokens. These can be traded specifically for the goods or services that company provides. Think of them as you would arcade tokens or casino chips. You'll need to exchange real currency for the cryptocurrency to access the good or service. Cryptocurrencies work using a technology called blockchain. Blockchain is a decentralized technology spread across many computers that manages and records transactions. Part of the appeal of this technology is the security. So one of the main things that cryptocurrencies was created for, guys, is to get around the banks and the fees and the times. If you have to do an international wire transfer, it can be very pricey, time consuming. You can actually do all of these transactions through Bitcoin, through Litecoin, through Ethereum, through Ripple, through USDT, which is US dollar version of crypto, right? You can do these things in a matter of seconds and minutes without having to go through the government, without having to go through the bank. And ultimately, it is a security. So that's something we can get into a little bit more. All right, so what is Bitcoin? Just really brief. Bitcoin is a digital currency that was created in January 2019. It follows the idea set out in a white paper by the mysterious and pseudonymous, I believe, pseudonym, Satoshi Nakamoto. The identity of the person or persons who created the technology is still a mystery. Bitcoin offers the promise of lower transaction fees than traditional online payment mechanisms. And unlike government issued currencies, it is operated by a decentralized authority. So that's the next biggest thing, is that it's decentralized, the security, and then also fees, right? They're trying to lower transactional costs. So just a little bit about, about Bitcoin. Next one, Bitcoin was only $15 in 2012, guys. So this is a visual representation of Bitcoin, right? From October 2013, you have the spike in 2017, you have the fall, and then ultimately right here where we're at, we're hovering between $50,000 to $60,000 a coin. So if it was only $15 back in 2012, if you have a mere $150 deposit, that would equate to over $500,000 today, since the price of Bitcoin is over $50,000 USD per coin, right? $150 and it's at $15, it means you would own 10 coins, right? If it's at $50,000 and you own 10 of them, 10 times 50,000 is $500,000, guys. All right. Could you imagine ever putting $150 to the side? I spent $150 on shoes. I spent it on a dinner. You know, $150 to me is not a lot of money, right? This is the power of what we do, and the power of investing, the power of compounding, guys. All right. There's several other coins, which are named altcoins, which have the possibility of 10xing, 100 timing, or even 1,000 timing your investment. All right. So that pretty much wraps up the brief presentation that I had for you. I'm just going to show you an example really quick. Bring up my Facebook here. Go to Story Archive. Okay. So here, I believe this one is going to be next. Right here. So you guys can see that I purchased this coin. It says here payment method, everything. It literally shows you I purchased this coin at 7 cents. You see here 0.07 on January 3rd, 309. Right? Don't ask me why I'm up so late. It's because I'm a trader. Trade forex. All right. So at 7 cents per coin, guys. The other day is at 99 cents. It actually peaked at $1.19. So from January 3rd to, I believe this is telling me what day I posted this. It was just March 20th, right? So, and today's the 23rd. So between January 3rd and March 20th, my investment is well over 10 times, right? So if I bought at 7 cents, going to 70 cents is at 10 times, right? Going up to $1 and above is exponentially higher, right? So this is one example, and I'll show you one other one that I've been purchasing. So this is stuff that we teach you guys. So, Okay, so this is another one that I bought. I bought it at 2.5 cents, right? February 26th, 127. This is another one that I bought at a penny, just under 2 cents, right? Not too long ago, towards the end of February. All right, and then if you look at this here, the one that I bought at 2.5 pennies is at 12 cents, and the one I bought at just under 2 pennies is at 6 cents. So I made over 300% return on this one, and I made 2.5, like 400, just under 500% on this next one, right? That was from February 22nd and February 24th. And this again was on March 20th, guys. So that's the power of what we're doing. That's the power of what we're getting in. Just because you miss Bitcoin, and everyone when they talks about Bitcoin, guess what the first thing they say? Oh, I wish. Don't be an I wish person. Get in on the movement. Crypto is the new wave, guys. This is what is going to allow people, early adopters, people that buy into this and actually research, study this, to become wealthy, because this is the first stages of something. So if you had got back in Bitcoin when it was $15 and you just put $150 away, or maybe over the course of a year bought a total of 1,000, you'd be a millionaire now just for holding it and adopting it. Another thing, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You could buy $10, $20 worth of crypto every week. This is something that I teach, and I had my mother buy Raven coin, and that I think she got over 800% in that in 3-4.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Is it free? Is it freezing
We
up?
have several educators. We have several programs. So yeah, we have all the wealth of knowledge and learning and actual live trading. For instance, that coin, that's something that I'm talking about with some of my students, telling them to buy it and telling them to get into it. And guess what? They're coming back to me and saying, hey man, I made 200%, I made 150%, or, et cetera.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. This is such great content, Caesar. I can't thank you enough. I think we've got a few minutes left for questions. So you said a lot there. One of the key things you said is, if somebody wants to get in on Bitcoin, do they need $50,000? Do they need to, in order to get one coin, or can they buy $100 or $1,000 worth of Bitcoin now if they wanted to?
Yeah, so you could buy partials of a coin. So for instance, if Bitcoin is 50,000, and you had 5,000 to invest, you could buy a 0.10, which is essentially 10% of one coin. If you think about $1, what's 10% of $1? 10 cents. Right. So you could buy portions of Bitcoin. Yes.
That's good to know. So the barriers of entry are not there anymore. It used to be that you had to, if you wanted to get involved, particularly in foreign exchange, right, you needed to have $100,000 to be able to get involved in that market. But it doesn't look like the barriers of entry are there. And so there's some names out there, that have become household names, like Robinhood. Somebody typed in here, where do you buy crypto? So I'm not endorsing Robinhood or anything like that. I'm passing the question back, to Caesar. Like, how would you answer that? Where do you buy crypto?
So I'm not going to speak on Robinhood, but I truly don't agree with what they did, and we'll leave it at that. I don't really have anything else nice to say about it, but there are several different platforms to buy crypto. I have a list, and I do mean a list of cryptocurrency exchanges. There's a ton of them. Some of them only carry certain coins. Some of them have different features or benefits. For instance, one of them has a debit card that you can load with crypto, and when you spend it, it actually pays you crypto, like as rewards. So those crypto you can stack and accumulate over time. And then if you see something like what I just showed you, where it goes from 7 cents to 99 cents, those little benefits that might have only been small are now compounded by the growth of that crypto. And they want to pay you in that crypto because it is their crypto token, and the value of that token gaining is going to make them exponentially worth more. So there's a lot of different things, a lot of cool things. There's also cryptocurrencies that you guys can mine. And by mine, some people go really extravagant and set up computers and stuff, but there's 2 of them that I have that you can literally just have it on your phone, and it gives you an update. You click a button every day. right? It sends you an update and it gives you small amounts of crypto. Maybe over the course of a month you get like 100, 200 tokens. But if that ever goes to 10, $100 or something in the future, again, you have to think with a long-term mentality as an early adopter of this. So yeah, I would. There's quite a few I could recommend, but Shayne and Paloma, if you want, we can talk after this, and I can give you the link. You can look through it and stuff like that if you want to distribute it to them. Because I have several different like referral links and stuff. They all kind of give you like $10 or $25 when you join, or stuff like that.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome, and we're gonna make sure that everybody knows how to get plugged in and how to find this information, how to get connected to Dynasty Exchange if they need or want more expertise in this area. So I want to be mindful of that. The age-old question. I got another question here, and that is stocks or crypto. Like I guess this person is asking, what should they go? Where should they go? I think it's a matter of preference, though, right? It's I don't know that there's one wrong or right. Stocks have been around forever. Crypto is new and trending with Bitcoin leading the way. Bitcoin started in 2009, has led the way and has skyrocketed up to 50,000. But there are plenty other cryptocurrencies that are much closer to, you saw some for 2 cents, 6 cents, right? So it's a market that is that's at the bottom now. And so if the idea is to buy low and grow over time with the future, then I think that most people would lean towards crypto. Would you agree?
I agree, and just like you said, the way that I look at it is, I trade stocks, but I trade stocks in bundles as far as like US 30, Nasdaq 100, S&P 500. So I don't necessarily get into too much of the singular companies, but I guess it's just more of a preference. If you choose stocks, it's probably because you're more of a reserve person. You want to be a little bit more safe. Whereas if you're interested more in the crypto, you're willing to take that risk. You're willing to invest in something that's new and extraordinary. Again, honestly, I do all of them. The way that I look at it is this day and age, you have the ability to invest into stocks at low portions. You have the ability to invest in forex with a low amount. You have the ability to invest very small money into crypto, and over time, $5, $10 here, $20 there, it really adds up. Over the course of a couple of years, especially if those assets are appreciating.
Yeah, no, that's the key, y'all. And I know that this is such great content, and we could talk. You heard Caesar say it. He does these classes for 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes. I know that I've kind of been in learning through the pandemic on this, and I've spent countless hours learning some of this content. And so I think the message to take away here is have an investor mindset, right? Learn what you need to learn now, especially now that we have downtime, now that the barriers of entry into these markets that we didn't have access before. Not access to the market, not access to the knowledge. And that has changed. And we got to take advantage of that. So you may be thinking about, hey, what am I going to do with my stimmy, right? What am I going to do with my $1,400? What am I going to do with, when I file my taxes or with the extra tax refund money? Okay. Well, you got a lot of things you could do with it. You could put it under your mattress. You could put it in a savings account. You could put it in a CD. Do they still have those? You could put it in a CD, I guess. Okay. Or you could get the knowledge that you need to invest in the market and be successful, whether that's forex, whether that's crypto, whether that's stocks, commodities, whatever the case may be. I think the answer is clear, but you got the information now to make an informed decision. Listen, Caesar, this has been dope, man. We really appreciate it. Tell us again how to stay connected to you, how to get plugged into the info that you have.
How to stay connected to me? Here, I'll grab my Facebook link. So I have a website, but probably the best way is to go through either Dynasty Exchange Facebook. So you can just go to Facebook and type in Dynasty Exchange. The exchange is spelled without an E, so it's XCHANG. You can send a message to our direct business page on Facebook, or you can message me. My name is Caesar Jackson, as it's spelled on here, CAESARJACKSON. We also have an intro to forex, which is, I believe it's intro.dynastyexchange.com. And that's Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to get a full in-depth rundown,
intro.dynastyexchange.com.
.com.
All right. So I'm putting that right now in the Facebook chat, y'all. Intro.dynastyexchange. That is for an intro to forex. And then you can also follow the Dynasty Exchange Facebook page. All right. You could look up Caesar if this broadcast is going to be. Say it again.
Oh, I was saying or Instagram. Sorry.
Or on Instagram. You can find them on Facebook or Instagram. This broadcast is going to be on our MLSF.org website, on our YouTube page. So if you haven't already checked out our YouTube page and subscribed to it, do that now. Make sure that you like our Facebook page, Instagram, follow MLSF, because you're going to be able to see this video. And also, we're sharing content like this on a weekly basis. So make sure that you guys stay plugged in. Listen, Caesar, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Wealth of information. And we're going to stay connected, man.
Definitely. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on. Would love to be back.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. And thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Brian and everybody else that's tuned in and that commented and shared their input and questions. We appreciate you guys. And again, stay plugged into MLSF. Thank you, guys.